I'ma be the biggest pimp of the year. Going around doing shit like this here. Cause a nigga is strong and wait too long when it comes to my ding dong. But
must be nice to have a backup camera.
Back it up. Hey, back it up. Hey, back it up.
We are off. My first practice in Arizona. Tiger's been to a handful of practices already since she's been here for a billion years. So I have some catching up to do. We have Ledoux and Waylon loaded up. Thank you, Ken and Coyote, for hooking me up with a horse to ride while I'm down here, because I came down here with just a couple ropes and a suitcase. So let's go get our first practice in. This is Waylon, and he is going to be my mount for the month.
I flush my drinks down in the club. I always keep that shit on top. My piece flush like a disco ball. I dance like I don't give a fuck. I flush my drinks down in the club. I always keep that shit on top. My piece flush like a disco ball. I dance like I don't give a fuck.
Solid first day of practice. Turned the first steer, which is always the most important one. Starting the trip off with a good spin. Waylon and I, we figured out our differences on like the first 2 or 3 cows, and then kind of got them dialed into where I want them to rate and how I want them to kind of break steers down and push across the arena. I haven't looked at the videos yet, so we'll see if he looks better than he felt, to be honest. But I mean, this is just day one. Hell of a way to start the AZ trip. Oh, she's so strong. How she get so strong? Also, how she gets so sweaty.
Fuck you.
She's so sweaty.
Hey Cole, how does it feel to be passenger princess?
Feels really good. I am very much into being chauffeured around. So I'm a big time fan of this. I like to show up, get on other people's horses, rope, and then just get back in the truck and leave. So I'm loving every single minute of this. How did I acquire Waylon? A couple days before I arrived in Whitman, the first steer that the owners ran on this horse, he started lunging and crow hopping down the arena. Wasn't slowing down, the fence was coming up. They stepped off him on like a dead run, had to tuck and roll, and they have a freaking pasture full of really good head horses. So they went to Tiger and said, Tiger, if Cole wants something to ride, Waylon is all his. He can camp on him. Me, who showed up with literally a suitcase and 1 head rope and 2 heel ropes, I was like, hell friggin' yeah. I currently don't have anything to ride, so if you're offering me this horse, hell yeah, I'm gonna ride him. I've never swung a leg on him. I've never even seen this horse go other than 4 videos at a Jackpot of a low numbered header on him. And honestly, he didn't look that bad. Stoked to have something that I can take to practices, I can take to Jackpots and kind of have free reign and do my thing on him. And so the first practice went okay. They told me to warm him up till his eyeballs were sweating and then keep going. So that's exactly what I did. They told me that they don't ride spurs on him. So I did take my iron off, which I'm not a huge fan of because I'm personally a big time fan of spurs if you know how to use them right. And the first steer that we ran, you can see in the video, he had 0 rate. You can see me pulling like a son of a bitch. I honestly could have just given him his head, run him by, and jumped this steer, but I'm not Denver Roy. I ain't no bulldogger. So I was able to get him backed off. It took us a few steers to kind of get each other figured out in terms of like, hey, I don't need to run right to their head. I like a little bit of separation. Let me kind of see those steers out there. Give me some room. I don't throw a lot of rope. I also don't want to be right up their ass. So after a few steers and doing some heavy jockeying on this sumbitch, we got ourselves pretty figured out. Started getting some separation. We weren't blowing right up to the head of cattle. We were starting to kind of back off a little bit coming to him. Pulling across the arena, he felt stiff as a board, so that's something that I wanted to kind of work on, getting some bend on him right there, kind of getting them shutting steers down a little bit, getting their heads a little bit better instead of just kind of like cranking them and going. I was having a little bit of trouble with my legs. Again, that's kind of where I wanted some spurs so I could get a hold of them with my legs and be like, no, don't just try and fuck off with them. Like, we need to keep their heads, especially with low numbered heelers behind us. You really want to break those steers down, really take care of those guys, open those steers up, give them good looks every single time. And with his face being a little bit stiff, a lot of these low numbered ropings that you go to, they are flagging on the heels, so they hadn't been working on his face very much. But me personally, I will be going to some 12s, some 13s, kind of dipping into some of those higher numbered opens where it's not flagging on the heels. It will be a full face, so I wanted to start working on that with him right away. And you can see on our last run, he actually started to come around a little bit.
Yeah. Nice run.
We didn't catch any of it on video, but I was letting my rope go, getting a hold of my inside rein, getting his head around there, kind of getting him to use his body shape up right there. We do a few little circles. So with him being that stiff, I knew we were going to have to do some softening outside of the arena. If I could do a little bit of work on the outside of the arena, it's going to go a long way inside the arena. So I spent some time on Wednesday. We didn't go practice anywhere. Wednesday, we just rode in the arena right beside where we're camped in Whitman. And that's what I focused on that day, was just a lot of softening up, getting our nose pulled around, using our body, using our ass. Honestly, my plan moving forward with Waylon is I'm going to ride his bitch ass like I own his bitch ass. I want him softer, so I'm going to be spending some time in a snaffle bit, just doing some drills, getting him moving off my legs better. I did put my spurs back on. Like I said, I'm a big believer in spurs, not for punishment, but for reaction. I'm not going to ask 14 times to get what I want, 2 times max, especially when we're roping for money. This is a timed event, not a fucking trail ride. When I squeeze to get a hold of a cow's head so we can break that steer down and get him legal for my heeler, I need it now. Not 2 days from now. And honestly, Waylon wants to do it. He does want to work. He's got a lot of speed. He has the mind for it. He's just a bit of a bully. And if you let him bully you, he's going to get away with it. But like most bullies, if you push back, they give it up pretty quick. And that's exactly what he has going on. He will try you. But if you show him, hey, I'm not fucking around. We're here to do work. We're here to put in work. Get on board or get lost. And he's been coming around really quickly. I think you guys will see it in Thursday's practice videos, which are coming up here right away. So stick around. You're going to see already a noticeable difference in how he acts, how he's moving, how he's handling cattle, and him and I just look more like a team. We're not working against each other. We're trying to work together, and that's what I'm trying to get through to his brain. Like, I'm not here to poke and prod and push on you. I'm here to guide you, you know? Help me, help you. And I'm super excited to just keep roping on him, keep working on him outside the roping pen. We do have some jackpots coming up that I'm really stoked to get him going to. Put a little bit of pressure on him, put a little bit of pressure on me, see how we handle it, put our money down against these boys and go have some fun. And Thursday's practice, already night and day. We had a blast. We turned some really good steers. We got along way better. And I'm excited to just keep building on that, keep capitalizing on good practices, go to some jackpots, and have lots of fun. So let's keep it going on Waylon. Oh.
Hey, wrong way.
What we're witnessing here is crazy horse girls in action. Another beauty Arizona morning. We're supposed to be getting a ton of rain starting tonight, and then next week's supposed to be like Arizona cold and rain and balls. So we are headed to 5C Ranch today, get a practice in. Waylon, where are you going, dude? Don't walk away from me. Don't walk away from me. Dude, for real, stop. You can't get away, bro. And he's slow as balls, taking his sweet friggin' time behind me. Get both of ourselves ready to rock and roll for when they turn the lights on and they want to give out some cash money. We'll be ready. All right, we're all saddled up. Day number 2 of practice on Waylon. 5C Ranch. Let's go have a good day ahead. Not a bad practice today. Waylon and I definitely got along much better. We figured each other out pretty good now. Put some iron on as well, which helped out a bunch. So pretty stoked. Pretty stoked. I'm excited to find some jackpots to go to. Picked up a couple numbers of some guys that heal really well. So hopefully we can go connect and win some of that American cash money.
I'm gonna be smarter than this. I was trying to take a 1-minute video.
Bit of an early morning for the squad. Tiger is headed to a 7.5 this morning, just down the road. And we're gonna go to a 9.5 at 4D, which is also just down the road. Very tired, but very excited to rope. I wanna know who the first person was that was like, hey, let's take this wicker basket that grandma made, attach it to a balloon, and we'll just, I don't know, float halfway to the frickin' moon. Alright, you hosers and posers. We just got wrapped up at 40 at the 10.5. Went and put my name in the draw and didn't have any luck today for Cowboi Cole. Old Waylon worked really good today. I missed my first one. Came back, wadded it onto a neck on the second one. Lost my stirrup, almost fell off. Reached at this sucker while I was like trying to frickin' claw my way back in the middle of the saddle. We were clean, we were like a mid-7, so we were A-okay. And then I bent a really good one in the second round and Buddy dusted him. But you know what? That's the way it goes.
That's the way she goes. That's the way she goes? That's right. That's the way she goes.
Feast of famine. It happens that fast. That's okay. That's roping. like I always say, if you can't keep roping fun, go watch the ducks quack around, because this is the most frustrating sport if you let it get to you like that. So you gotta find the wins. Like right now, you guys saw in the videos earlier from last week, the butting heads that Waylon and I went through, and the work that him and I went through to then go to that roping yesterday, where I could just stand up over him and rope for myself, and you know, take my starts and take my throws. And you know, I fumbled my dallies a little bit in the 8s and 9s yesterday, and you know, he worked really good for me. He was moving off my legs. He was leaving on my cue. He was standing when we had a steer kind of hanging the gate and we needed to see that extra step. And it paid off. You know, the flagger at 4D there, he asked if I wanted to rope in the title fights. Super stoked. The guy's a freaking 8+, so I got a guy in the 13 at the fights. Pretty stoked for that. Excited to keep going on this little hoser. He's coming along great. He wants to do it. Him and I are clicking. We're getting along great. So be doing some potting. Tune in, stick around for some more Arizona life, some roping action, and some horsing around. What was that, Waylon? They can get their merch where? Cowboycole.com.
I flushed my juice down in the club.